BBC Television presents...
Hancock.
Stop Brexit!
Do you have to do that?
Yes, of course I do.
Revoke Article 50!
Oh, naturel, Sydney. Did Gandhi have to wear a loincloth? Did Trafalgar cost Nelson an arm and a leg? Did Napoleon have to stick his hand in his jacket? Of course they did. They were heroes, taking a stand against the march of time.
So very much for the history lesson, Hancock. Anyway, you're giving me an earache. I'll have to go to the doctor's to get some more wax put in.
A small price to pay for democracy. Some people lay down their lives, other people lay down their lugos.
Anyway, I thought you were giving up. Brexit is going to happen, and there's nothing more you can do about it.
I've had me moments. I've had second thoughts, Sid. I understand now what Doubting Thomas felt when he was asked did he believe in miracles. And he said, yes, what about Watford winning at the weekend? No, I have to go on, Sid. I've been ruining news broadcasts for 847 days in a row. I'm not stopping now.
Stop Brexit!
It's a million to flaming one that you'll be able to halt Brexit. Boris has got a majority of 80. Nothing can stop him. People are laughing at you. It's a hopeless case.
Come now, Sydney. There's nothing hopeless about trying to get the country back on the rails. All right, I get a bit of good-natured leg-pulling, I must admit, but it's all part of the job. No one has ever been hurt by a few ill-chosen words.
Vote Remain!
Well, that hurts me as it happens. Do you like shouting or something?
Like it? No. But I am rather good at it, and I'm getting better. I was measured at 98 decibels last week. It was a personal best. The bloke who was measuring it had to go to hospital when his ear started bleeding. I'm going for the Century next week, Sid.
What poor sod measured you?
Some council factotum from Westminster Council just before the police carted me off for creating a noise nuisance.
What happened?
Well, I got a £50 fine and was bound over to keep the peace for 30 days.
Well, you better shut up then. I could do with a bit of flaming peace.
Too late, mate. The 30 days were up yesterday. That's why I'm back practising. Getting me vocal cords tuned up. They can't stop me. It's a civil liberty.
You're the one taking flaming liberties, if you ask me.
Are you going out, Sid? Because as it happens, I've got a couple of scriptwriters coming round interested in doing a series with me as the main character. It's about a man who shouts, Stop Brexit, in a vain but idealistic attempt to turn back the tide of xenophobic cranks, lunatics and spivs.
Well, in that case, I'd better stick around, Hancock, because I'm your agent.
Oh, I forgot. Sidney James, Mr. 10%.
40%.
45%.
50%.
Done.
You have been.
Are you Mr. Stop Brexit man? I don't recognise you without a loud ailer stuck in your gob.
Well, now you've seen him with an inhaler. He's over there with his head in a bowl, and I'm Sid James, his agent.
Is he alright? Why has he got his head in a bowl? Is he having his dinner?
He's got a touch of laryngitis.
Why has he got laryngitis?
He's always got laryngitis, on account of all the shouting.
Yes, he does go on a bit, doesn't he?
Yes, it's all right. I can still speak and I can still hear. I just can't shout, that's all. I'm saving me voice for tomorrow. Another day serenading Westminster.
That's right, Mr. Stop Brexit man. Take some deep breaths. Nice and easy does it. We need you in good voice, Mr. Hancock. We've got a film to make about a man who shouts a lot.
Well, you've come to the right place, my dear. I like to pride myself that I can out-yell the best of them. I've always had a good pair of lungs, you know. My mother took me to the doctors when I was a child.
What on earth did the doctor do?
He clipped me round the ear, and said, shut up. There's a good lad.
Good. Oh, we've got a bit of a flashback now, Mr. Stop Brexit boy, being attacked by the system. They tried to silence him, but he found his voice. I bet you're already fixated as well. Ooh, with that really great horn in your mouth.
Well, I don't know about that. I do floss. I clean my teeth and gargle honey and lemon. The world are watching and listening, you know. They like my dulcet tones.
So why do you think you chose the method of shouting instead of another form of protest, like gluing yourself to the House of Commons?
I've tried gluing myself, but I couldn't stick it.
Oh, I'm writing all this down. Oh, you're giving us lots of material, Mr. Hancock. We thought you were a bit one-dimensional, but you're quite a character, aren't you? But you're aware we're going to have to do a pilot episode first, aren't you?
No, I'm not dressing up as a pilot. I've got my own outfit, thanks very much. This isn't Biggles, it's Brexit Man.
Yes, of course it is. He's a bit thick, ain't he? I think we've got a difficult one here.
Let's talk money. How much is my boy going to get?
Oh, it depends on the advertising revenue. Then there'll be repeat fees, TV rights, minus costumes, set fees, music insurance, and earplugs for the crew. Other crews are available, of course.
And what does that come to then?
Nothing. Mr. Hancock's will earn us about £2,000. It's only a start, though. You've got to work your way up from the bottom in this business.
Yeah, there's bottoms and there's bottoms. Why do we owe you money?
Costumes and insurance are outrageously expensive.
I've got my own costume and my own life insurance, thank you very much.
So how am I going to get 30% of nothing?
You'll have to make a contribution to Mr. Hancock's cost, of course.
I don't like the sound of this. I'm backing out. What about you, Hancock?
Stop moaning, Sid!
Let's not be hasty, Sid. There's no financial gain without financial pain, as you well know.
You're a man on our wavelength, all right. So that means radio broadcast rights as well.
And if this pilot episode goes all right, what do I get? I mean, what does Mr. Hancock get?
It could be millions, Mr. James. It depends if we can sell it to ITV, BBC, Sky and the USA. The USA are into Brexit, but they've no bloody idea what it is. They think it's the meal in between breakfast and brunch.
There you are, Sid. You're looking at the next U lorry. I could make it in the States. I'll dress up as the Statue of Liberty and shout,
No more Trump!
Yes, we think your eccentric British charms will go down a storm with our American cousins. Oh yes, you're very marketable, Mr. Hancock. They love a liney, especially one with mental problems.
There you are, Sid. I always said I had a certain charm, didn't I?
Doesn't work with the ladies, though, does it?
And I have not got mental problems.
No mental problems!
Well, Mr. James, I find Mr. Hancock charming. And ladies like a man with a deep booming voice. Of course you're not balmy. You're just a little bit left field.
You're right, madam. I do have a deep booming voice.
Stop Brexit!
Now, about the script. We need some more lines. Have you got any more catchphrases? We need to jazz it up a bit. Broaden our repertoire.
Right, I do have me stock phrases. Revoke Article 50 and stop Brexit. They usually work well, especially with the older folk who are deaf. Then there's...
Bollocks to Boris!
Ooh, I like that one. It's a bit risky, though it might get censored. How about something a bit cleaner for the American market?
Brexit's not going well, is it?
That one's a bit boring, I'm afraid, Mr. Hancock. The audience will expect action. A man with a bit of fight in him, not quotes from Janet Street Porter. Oh, I don't know. A bit of humour, a bit of sarcasm goes down well with a certain audience. The audience of low lives. I like it myself.
Well, here's another one.
Revoke! Remade! Reunite!
I usually save that for outside the Westminster Square toilets. It makes them jump, and then they wet themselves. They think it's the police.
Oh, lovely jubbly. Oh, that will make a good scene. I can play one of the people in the toilet. Oh, I'm good at that. I'm writing all these down. We knew you were versatile, Mr. Stop Brexit man. Some people said you were a one-trick pony, but it's all lies. You've got lots of little tricks up your sleeve, ain't you? Good. You'll really draw the audience in with that one. Have you got any more?
Well, you're asking a lot now. I'm starting to dig a little deep into my repertoire. What about...
Stop the war!
I like it. That's got a good ring about it. But what war are we talking about, Mr. Hancock?
That's one of my old ones. That was the Vietnam War. I used to march up and down the King's Road shouting and making V signs at the police.
I just love that catchphrase. It's got a nice retro feel. We can have a flashback of you in a Che Guevara beret, walking side by side with Fidel.
But I didn't know Fidel Castro.
No, don't worry about that. Truth is the first casualty in filmmaking. It adds glamour to what otherwise might be a rather dingy little script.
I'm quite glamorous enough as it is. This is my life, and it doesn't need any embellishments. It's interesting enough. Thank you very much. I was one of the original Brill Cream boys, I'll have you know.
Mr. James, can you do something? Give us a little helping hand. I'm afraid Mr. Hancock is getting a bit temperamental.
Come on, Tony. All they're trying to do is add a little colour to your life. They're just tinting it up a bit. They ain't trying to tell lies or nothing. Your fans will appreciate it.
I don't know, Sid. My integrity is very important to me, as you well know. I'm a man of my word and a man of my deeds. I stick to my guns, and that's who I am. Stray not from the path ere you tread in a bloody great cowpat. That's what my dad used to say.
What's that you say? Brexit's been cancelled? You're joking. How? It was a dead cert. What, Boris got a better offer from the EU to stay in? It was a personal offer, they think. God blimey. It's flaming well over, Hancock. They've stopped Brexit.
They can't do that. It's my life's work. What about my TV and my film series? Wait a minute. I just had a thought.
Don't stop Brexit! Invoke Article 50!